What's up, everybody? What's happening? Hey, Mega 405 coming to you live from the 405 where I'm just a regular gamer talking to the intelligent gamers. Sorry I'm late. No, I'm not. I'm just late. But I do have apologies for not streaming anything this past weekend. Sadly, I had to go and and this is just a part of life. I had to Friday. Me and my wife went and start pricing for headstones for my mom, and it was something that I did not know because I went looking for them earlier, and I didn't know that that like the grave had to be settled for 6 to 7 months before you could even. I mean, you could order them then or whatever, but then kind of like when I heard that, I kind of said, okay. So anyway, we went this past Friday, and then was pricing for headstones and stuff, and we seen one that I think that she would have liked, and so did that, and so it kind of left me in a funk this whole past weekend. So that's why I didn't stream, and that's kind of like this whole thing of why I've kind of been so in and out. It's just, you know what I'm saying? I mean, my mom just passed 8 months ago, so it's like, you know what I'm saying? I still have that moment of just grieving. So I didn't do fight night. I just wasn't in the right place. I watched sports. Then my Rams let me down. But I mean, we're injured. It sucks. But you know what I'm saying? It's not like I'm mad at the coaching staff or anything. We're doing the best that we can. Just that we're injured. And we had the opportunity to beat the Packers, but that fumble was crazy. But my Padres made me happy. Made me happy. You know what I'm saying? Dog walked the Dodgers. And listen, you know what I'm saying? Dodger fans, don't be throwing stuff. You know what I'm saying? Don't get mad. Don't get mad. Y'all get out there and start talking trash to the outfielders out there. Listen, it started when Puffor went out there and caught the pass in the stands. That looked like it was a potential home run. It was out. But anyway, so shout out to my Padres who go back home and get busy. For my OU Sooners, we was on off week, and then coming up here is the Red River rivalry against Texas. That's gonna suck, boy. But you know what? I feel hopeful because of that defense. We'll see what the young quarterback can do. But other than that, you know what I'm saying? Enough about sports. I'll just watch sports all day. I went walking after the Rams game. I said, oh no, this is depressing. And so I went walking, came back, found out that the 49ers lost. I'm always happy about that. And then we keep it moving. What's up, Sir X-Men? Says thank you for talking about the Ubisoft situation. Everybody's ignoring it, and I told them about not going to be it's not going to be a good thing when Tencent gets it. Now, I will be talking about some Ubisoft again today. But kind of wanted to explain why I didn't stream. I plan on wanting to try to do maybe Fight Night tonight. If not, I will definitely do Fight Night because I didn't do it last night. Tomorrow night, and then I'll probably do a double stream thing where I'll play some more Wukong or whatever. And also, I believe it's today or it's tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow. I got Sparking Zero. So most likely, let's just try to do Fight Night tomorrow since I missed out. So do a double header. Try to see if we can finish off the expansion on Mortal Kombat 1 and then play some Sparking Zero. And then try to get back on schedule again. But anyway, other than that, we're here. Xbox is getting good press, man. Xbox is getting good press. The problem is, of course, always, is that Xbox is the way that the media always likes to project Xbox is in a bad light, which sucks. And listen, I'm going to talk about it. I'm definitely going to talk about it. As a matter of fact, let's talk about it now. The Halo news, I'm very, 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 very excited about it. At first, like because I didn't even catch the link, I seen that like 343 or now Halo Studios now was announcing that I seen that they brought out like two things. The first thing I seen was like I think it was a fire team, something. It was something fire whatever. Looked really good. Looked like it was kind of like a expanded version of some old Halo stuff, and I was like, okay, all right, I'm digging it. It looked good. It looked real good. I'm like, finally, 3-4 years later, almost 3 years later. But it looked good, and it was the type of stuff that I was talking about. It had that kind of um Warzone ish. And I think if you go back to some other Halos, and it seemed like it's kind of like those fire team type of settings or whatever. It was pretty. It looked pretty dope. All I could say was like, yeah, I'm all in. You got my attention with that. And then also the news that came out to where they and like I said, I didn't catch the link, so I had to change it once I said, because I was like, look, I'm excited. I'm excited to hear this news, but I need to see more. I need to see this. I need to experience it. And then I seen there was a link, and I was like, oh. And then that's when it was the reveal about turning Halo, using the Unreal Engine 5 for Halo. Now, unfortunately, let's get this BS out the way. Instead of Xbox getting some credits due, or Halo getting some credits due, here comes the media. The first thing that they're coming to talk about: Unreal Engine 5 is made for the game to come to the PlayStation and to the Nintendo. And this is the thing to me, is where if you're an Xbox fan and if you're not tired of the media, of the gaming media, this should make you even more sick of the media, of the gaming media. Because I mean, like, look, if this was a PlayStation situation, even if there's rumors that goes about a game going to PC, or if it's going somewhere else or anything of that nature, you don't hear that news until the day that PlayStation announce it, and it's not like it's all press. You know what I mean? It's just in, out, it's gone, it's in the wind. We're already, just for the announcement of what we're talking about, instead of this breakdown about what Xbox is doing on revitalizing the team at 343, or now Halo Studios, we're here now talking about the potential of a rumor because of Project Latitude, because it seems that it is fitting to you to sit there and just have people to just be more concerned about that. And it's tiring. It's really tiring. I'm like, is it Xbox fault? It is. I will have to agree with that, because of the situations that's at play. But it also is that it's the media that just wants to constantly find a way to want to make Xbox as irrelevant as possible. And it also makes it to where they want Xbox to be a third-party studio so quick, to where where they talked about how Halo is this, that, and the third, is now it's supposed to be exciting about Halo going over to other consoles. It's tiring as shit. What up, Birdo? What's up, Spider-Man? What's happening, everybody? Yeah, it's very tiring. He said, Richard asked, wasn't Unreal Engine better on Xbox? Yes. Well, listen, Slipspace is a monster, right? Like, when you look at Slipspace and when you play Halo Infinite, you see how detailed that studio. I mean, how you see the details. You've seen that the Slipspace engine was not a bad engine whatsoever. It just was that old, ugly ass aesthetic that made the game look worn out. And the fact that that Halo Infinite was pretty much bare bones when it came to the open world stuff. It was not, it was very bare bones for open world or semi open world title. Like, it just wasn't enough meat on the bone. And to me, again, I will always say this, it was cutting all those corners, just trying to hurry up and get the game out. And I understand that there was issues here and there in the third, but the things that I enjoyed about Halo Infinite, loved it. The things I didn't like about Halo Infinite was the fact that they cut so much out, and then they kind of tried to exclude as much of Halo 5's history or lore that made sense within Halo Infinite. And where we got to this point about where the Banish came from, all this, and then just every other corner that he cut about once you've seen, excuse me, and I don't know how many people have seen some of these cuts that were taken out, but explaining why Cortana was on this war path and explaining more. Now that stuff was, you seen the understand. If you played Halo 5 story, then you would get the understanding of why Cortana left. Even going back to Halo 4, but it really put in some more detail from some of the deleted scenes of why Cortana was on this this situation, this wavelength, why Chief didn't trust the new AI, and all this other stuff. And some of the stuff was great, showing the Forerunners and everything else. And I'm just like, why is all this stuff cut? Even as much as I enjoyed Halo Infinite, I'm just kind of looking like, what the hell? Like, you just come up, Chief get his and I'm glad that they did that at least. Because I mean, oh God, if you touch Master Chief, you got a problem from a certain fan base. But I'm glad that how the game started, where Atriox dog walked Chief. Like, bro, I'm a different type of dude. I'm a different type of brute, and I'm a different level. I'm a Master Chief in brute form. So I'm a badass myself. So I did like that, but it didn't give a true explanation. I hated the fact that when you went to find out any information about any of the of stuff that happened early on, they were on these little data pads that you had to read. There wasn't no cutscenes available on that. There was a lot of inconsistencies that I did not like, but I still enjoyed Halo Infinite for the boss battles, the gameplay, the open world aspect of it, which was really cool, and all of that, right? But again, not here to shit on it on Halo Infinite, because it wasn't a bad game whatsoever. I just couldn't stand the fact of why they cut so much out. But again, it was timing, the reaction of when we first seen Halo Infinite, and I didn't think it was as bad as some people were saying. But I wasn't mad when they did say that we're going to delay this for a little bit. But it's the old ass aesthetic. But the Slip Space engine isn't a bad engine. If you play Halo Infinite and you go to play Halo Infinite now. Game looks stunning. Graphics looks absolutely stunning. No Spider-Man. I know you want to keep saying that, but he is not. If you read the data pad, he survived. That big ass brute though. What was it? Hyperion? It's Hyperion or Hyperius, something like that. He beat the dog shit out of Locke, but it took his armor, put it on his body, but left Locke to defend the left Locke to be in shame. So. And how the lore of that goes is that he comes back without the armor. He fights his way to get back and to find revenge on what's called, but come to find out that he's already dead because Chief killed him. But regardless, whatever. But Locke is not dead. But I wish we seen that fight. I wish we seen it. I wish with everything when they were talking about Team Taurus, when they were talking about the other teams and how, the Spirit of Fire, all that situation, it was so much missing that I was expecting to say, oh, when they do, because of the first initial path of where they was going with Halo Infinite was that they were going to make these additional stories. They had the Tanaka spinoff supposed to be popping off right after that, like was supposed to be the first DLC. All that stuff got wiped, which, okay, understandable, unfortunate, but understandable. But it just makes more sense to go with Unreal, and because these rumors, me and Don and One Bad Mother and others that are huge Halo fans, we've talked about this, and for the millionth time about just go to the Unreal Engine 5. We talked about this. I've talked about this on Devin the Gamer. We talked about this on GRG. We talked about this on other people's podcasts or whatever when we even had discussions of Halo. Is that, listen, it seems more likely to do that. It would be a big boost to the game's graphics, especially knowing that the person, I don't know if he quits or if they fired him, who was the architect of the Split Space. How are you going to sit there and keep continuing to want to make new further content if the architect is gone? I know that you still have the blueprint, but then you have to have other contractors and other people trying to work and trying to figure out this new engine when the architect is not there to help them. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. So it makes more sense to go with Unreal Engine 5 for sure. They said he's dead, bro. You need to go back and play Halo Infinite and 100% it, the story. and get all those data little pads, you'll know he's not gone. Anyway, he's still alive. They just put him and Team Osiris on ice. Hopefully not. No, hopefully not going forward. But they put everybody on ice out of pretty much. But yeah, no, I'm intrigued. I'm happy about it. Will the Unreal Engine 5 be the key to having it go everywhere? Now, and this is pretty fascinating because I've been going around reading other people's thoughts about that, right? Of course, you see a lot of eye rolls about the situation that, potentially how, and even from PlayStation fans themselves would say that would just be nuts to put Halo on PlayStation. Like it just makes no sense, right? And then you have those other people that's like, good, let them come, let's kill Xbox early, quicker from it or whatever. But then there was the rational PlayStation fans that actually said some things that made sense, and that would maybe put a pause on it, which I don't know. And this was very rational response from this one PlayStation person. But they were like, look, Call of Duty is the number one selling shooter. PlayStation has been trying to get to these shooters out here. PlayStation is also, and this is my part right here, is adding to this part where this PlayStation guy, this part right here is where I'm adding to this. PlayStation is trying to get themselves in that lane with the shooter aspect. It didn't work with Concord, and we'll have to see what happens with Marathon, and then I believe there's another shooter that they're working on as well. And so this is still my part of it. If you add Halo to the PlayStation, then what you're doing is you're cannibalizing again, having the competition take away from a company that you just bought not too long ago to help make these type of online games. Now, back to what the person said that I read, which said that, look, Halo at best would be top 3, top 5 to 6 shooter on PlayStation, because the PlayStation base is not equipped to deal with shooters except for the shooters that are popular, like Overwatch, Call of Duty, Fortnite, and what, like Warframe or whatever. Warframe it's yeah, you could add Warframe because they add Warframe in there. But and that made sense. Like, yeah, would it? Because as you can see, is what I was just saying about the media trying to put they're already putting dirt on Xbox's grave already. Like, look, it's coming to PlayStation, coming to Nintendo. Don't worry about it. You don't need to buy an Xbox, right? Type of garbage with these rumors already, right? And then they're starting now. This is going to just bring more rumors about Gears and Forza and all this other stuff. I still say until we see one of these big games from Xbox first party goes over to PlayStation, I think we'll all know then. But for I keep going off of the speculation, it's actually garbage to me. But I feel that they're right. Like, Xbox has an opportunity here, a great opportunity, to rebuild the brand of Halo while still over here getting money from all other entities with Call of Duty. We all now can understand and respectfully say that Call of Duty is the biggest shooter out, and it may not be the best shooter, but it is the biggest shooter. I mean, if you know what I'm saying, I mean, if you want to say Fortnite, you want to say what is that? What's the other one? I can't think of the other one. I can't think of that other shooter right there. But whatever. But you could debate that. But when it comes to the console aspect of it, Call of Duty is the biggest, the baddest, the big boy in the room. And if you could keep Halo exclusive on Xbox, then there's still an opportunity, especially this new wave that they're trying to do. Now, will Xbox do this? I have no idea. I don't know. But it just made sense from what I was reading from a sensible PlayStation person. That was just maybe like, look, yeah, it'll benefit, but how much will it benefit? I mean, is it and again, if Xbox is on this decline with the console, then it does make sense. But at the end of the day, if you still want to keep that fan base that you have from not dwindling more, then you keep the GOAT at home. You just put it on PC and ride with it. But I don't know. I don't know. But I hate it that the whole speculation already start coming out because of the Unreal Engine thing. I've even seen other even Xbox people throwing that shit out. This is the time to talk about Halo and what the resurgence of Halo is. Not just going off of these rumors. It's ridiculous. Also, another thing. What's going on with you, Stanley? You say Halo is web. I mean, listen, I love Halo. Halo is one of my favorite franchises. It's in my top 3 favorite franchises of all time. So, I love Halo. I mean, I always do. Now, unfortunately, I have not been on Halo. I haven't been playing Halo Infinite in a few months. I don't know. It's just something to me about Halo Infinite that I enjoy when I play it, but then I get burned out of it. And that's never happened to me with a Halo game. But you know what I'm saying? It's just, I don't know. I just don't know. I think it's because of just the lack of the weapons. I'm wanting to see some new weapons. I'm ready to see, you know what I'm saying? I'm enjoying the new maps and stuff like for the last time I played. But I think when people were getting all excited about the whole, I forget, like, Warzone type of mode, the oh my goodness, I can't think of what that stupid mode is because I don't like that mode. Battle Royale mode. I just it just lost me at that point. I'm just kind of like, if they're working on it, and I'm glad that they canceled that. I do not want a Battle Royale Halo mode. It just it just adds to another gimmick that I feel that's unnecessary for Halo. Halo is just in its own lane. Halo is its own type of shooter. And yes, you can have all different types of mode. I love the one mode where it was kind of Battle Royale-esque in a way, but it was fast paced. It was you came back, I like that. I like that little mode. But just making a whole Battle Royale mode to me just seems senseless. And I wasn't excited about it at all. Oh, thank you for enjoying my metaphor gameplay. Yeah, which I need to come back and play. I've been playing nothing but Starfield. I play a little Tekken, play a little Hayachi. Hayachi is dangerous. And then I played another fighter. I played a demo. It was Corrupt. That game is pretty much all gas, no brakes. And when I say that, it's just all. I mean, the blocking needs some work. I don't know if I was playing against a developer or whatever, but like, I had a few matches where I got pretty close and almost beat, but then it was just kind of like this crazy barrage of just going crazy. And when I'm trying to brace and block, I'm like, oh, good grief. But it's a cool game. I'm gonna definitely buy and support it, and then show it off when it comes out. I need to show a little bit of that on some gameplay when I do another video or whatever. Or just kind of show a short of it being played, because it's not a bad game at all. It's an indie fighter, and it's got a kind of a Killer Instinct vibe to it. It's got a cool concept. I just wish the blocking mechanisms were a little bit better. But again, it's an indie game and it's in demo. There can be a couple of tweaks here and there, but I will still support it. After I have chatted with the developer. And a few times, and I will help promote that game, because anything is possible, especially when you have an opportunity to get especially for a fighter. I am about fighters. I just like, man, the game is all gas, no brakes though. But it's fun. It's just that maybe it just caught me in a wrong time, because I was playing Tekken just right after that, and I'm expecting. I mean, this is a AAA going against an indie game, and so I kind of was disappointed with the blocking schemes. But I'll go back and I'll play it here a little bit. But I've been playing the hell out of Starfield. Got back, drawn back into Starfield again. So, we're gonna get ready for Sparking Zero here pretty soon. But anyway, back to Halo. I just think that what we're seeing here, it makes me excited for the fact that it's not, we don't have to have this discussion anymore, because the one thing that always got on my nerves was the people that kept saying, hey, 343 needs to do more than just make Halo. They gotta make more stuff. We don't want to just see the coalition making Gears. That's what those studios are for. And I love when they changed the name from 343 to Halo Studios. This is letting you know this is all they're doing. This is what they're doing. And the fact that they're going to be making more projects got me really excited, because now we're starting to get to this point to where they are going to do, they're going to actually now come out here and expand this universe. Something that I have been begging and stressing and wanting more than anything, because the lore of Halo is so spectacular. Why the hell just keep it surrounded behind one person? It just makes no sense. Like, I mean, if you could take this stuff back and go to do origin stories of Johnson, or the Arbiter, and when he was an ass kicker to get to the point to where he got to where he was, his struggles before then, and then his rise, then his fall. Like there's so much potential from origin stories all the way down to just breaking down other teams. Halo Wars is, and so which gets me excited that I'm sure that we'll get another Halo Wars, which that's going to be fantastic. But yeah, we need more. And then of course, we always had these rumors about different type of settings for, not settings, but different genres of Halo, like something like what Warhammer do. I always looked in there. I've never really paid attention to the Warhammer franchise until just probably, I would say, about 3-4 years ago. Once I think what was, I forgot. Damn, I can't think of names of games right there today. But I went and picked that game up. It was pretty good, and then I said, oh, this is a Warhammer series. So I started looking and I'm like, oh, damn, they got a whole bunch of these games. But then I was over here thinking, like, when I seen Warhammer is from Warhammer, the 40,000 franchise. But they have so many different genres. It's nuts. And so I started buying more and more of these different Warhammer things. And that's what I think Halo should do. Expand off of that. You can have there's so many teams, Team Shadow, Team Taurus, Team Osiris, Red Team, Blue Team. Like, you got so many entities within Halo that you can sit there and break down. I mean, more stuff about the Banished. I mean, when you played and beat Halo Infinite, the main bad guy that you had to beat at the end. Well, no, not that maniac, but the main Atriox, and I can't think of his name right now. Atriox's mentor, such a badass as an old ass brute, and he was already giving Chief already the business. And like, if he was young, I don't know, man. He might have been a bigger problem than Atriox is. And origin story of that, like, there's so much potential that the Halo universe can feed off of and can grow from. So I hope that when they say that they have other projects in mind, that's where they're talking about. I want to see that. I want that. I want. You can have your Chief, but I want everything else. I'm a person that wants to see this lore, this universe grow beyond Chief. Because that's to me is where Halo would shine the most. We've had enough Chief. Not saying the Chief needs to go away. It just, can we get more of something different? And my thoughts on that is just like, okay, so like with the multiplayer aspect of it, like when I start talking about Halo, I get really excited because I'm like, oh, the potential is right there, right? So there's rumors of Master Chief Collection remake. There's supposed to be some kind of update coming up at some point from the rumor mill. And if they're doing the Master Chief Collection, Um, that's great and fine. And if they're doing that in like Unreal Engine 5 or whatever, that's going to be sick. Um, I'd go back and I play them all over again. How about you add Halo 5 to that collection? Um, and if you're going to do that, if you're going to do and then for the multiplayer aspect of it, which this is where I think the biggest divide is amongst the Halo fans, because don't get it twisted. I booted up Halo 5 and I got matches. If there was one point to where I was playing Halo 5 and then it was pretty much dead, I went back and booted up Halo a couple of times, Halo 5 a couple of times, and it still quick matches, quick matches. Which there's still a fan base for that. It's the best. I don't care what anybody say. I will argue you down with this. And people that already listen to me know this. Halo 5 is the best. And I mean this I mean this seriously to the bottom of my heart. Is the best multiplayer shooter ever. Ever. That concept was so damn epic. Every moment within Halo 5's multiplayer was so epic for me. I just wanted more. I wanted more maps. I wanted more Warzone maps. I wanted more. It's so damn fun. I would love to have that back in some capacity. I love Halo Infinite's combat. Don't get me wrong. I think that they blended the old school and new school way. I have no problem with that. It actually runs much smoother. I did not know that Halo Infinite ran so much faster than Halo 5. I thought Halo 5 was still faster, but it's not. It actually ran slower. Now maybe if you had a PC version of Halo 5, which you do not, unfortunately, it's whatever, right? But the old Halos, I understand that the love for it. I understand. That's what made me get into shooters. I love the old nostalgia of it. My thing is this, and I've said this, and I will continue to keep saying this because it's the truth. Yes, there are a fan base that loves the old Halos 1 through 3. I get it, but you can't introduce that to today's kids and expect these kids to love it like we loved it back then. It's not the same. It's not the same. You can't bring that old ass style. It is too outdated. Where you know what, there's always going to be a base for it, but it's not going to be a serious base to get people to enjoy that game or to get the youth on board to play Halo like that. So again, this is my theory with the multiplayer. And I have no idea what they're going to do with the multiplayer or anything. This is just me getting excited again and ready for a new start, new chapter for Halo. You know what I'm saying? In Halo Studios, I trust. I'm just going to lean back and see what they do, right? But I would love them to do the multiplayer like they do with Call of Duty. Like, okay, you have the old school's way. Like, okay, like when I say with the Call of Duty thing, like you got Treyarch, you got Treyarch, you got Black Ops 6, you got Advanced Warfare, then you have the Modern Warfares or whatever, right? Like, you know, they do a different type of vibe, and then you always have Warzone, that's the free to play, right? So you keep Infinite as the free to play, and then if you're going to do all these different entities, these different storylines or whatever, like for instance, let's just say that you're doing the first Halo that comes out is going to be, it seems like it's going to be a remake. The way that picture looked, it did look like a remake. It looked like they're going back to the roots, right? So again, you'll have a more updated story. And so like if they add the multiplayer layer to it, now this is another thing to like, I don't know if these stories are going to be separate from the multiplayers, because if they do that, then that means they can expand the multiplayer. And that's where my mind is thinking like, okay, you can do different things with the multiplayer. You still have Infinite the way that it's constructed now. And then you can bring an older version of Halo that people love and want to come back. And then you could have a version of Halo 5 multiplayer to be included in there as well. And then everybody gets exactly what they want. And everybody's in that Halo Infinite multiplayer wheelhouse, right? How will that work? I have no idea. This is what I want. It's a perfect world in Halo if you can do that. If you can achieve that, you'll make everybody happy. You just keep that as the multiplayer aspect of it, and then you just move on from that. But what I was talking about with the other things that they're going to do with the expansions, with the different stories that they do, give us that. If you do a story on Team Osiris, give us that Halo 5 vibe. If you're going to do with the because the first thing is that it definitely looks like it's going to be a remake. So you're going to have that old school Halo style. I don't know how they're going to do if it's just going to be story and then everything with Halo Infinite is going to be just a separate thing, or if they're going to implement the story and the multiplayer like they used to. That part I have no idea, right? But I would think that it'd be smarter just to focus on the story end of it, bring out stories, bring out the story edition, and then just build off of Infinite and make it this big, huge, robust Halo playground of all types of ways you could play Halo or how you used to play Halo. And I think that would work. I just, but bring that third person. And another thing is where they're doing the third person look out view. That looks pretty cool. They're really changing some things. It looks wild. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? They're definitely doing something different, and they look like they're going to go out the box. And that's the one thing that I want them to do. The rumors of the Halo RPG that never came through, that got canceled. Thank you, Don Matrick. But bring it. Halo Wars, that. Different teams, and then for each different team that you have a different type of genre within that Halo universe. Like I just think that it just makes sense. And then you still keep the story progressing with the Halos, but you just kind of rotate, kind of like how Call of Duty does with their stories with Black Ops 6, with the Advanced Warfares or the older stuff like they were doing with Vanguard and World War II, and then then you got Modern Warfare, and then you could do the same. Halo could do the same thing and just kind of work with it. That's what I'm hoping. I don't know what they're going to do. I'm just excited for it. Berto said we need to run some Halo 5 today, bro. I'm down. Hit me up. Yeah, yes, sir. Halo 5 is the multiplayer goal. It is. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. I am alone in liking Resident Evil 6 as the best. Whoa, you like Resident Evil 6 the best? You know what? A lot of people just talk so bad about Resident Evil 6. It was such a departure from anything that we've seen from Resident Evil. So I seen why people wasn't a fan of it. Because it was like really, really over the top. It was almost like John Woo-ish in a way. Like, I'm like, damn, like this is crazy. But it wasn't a bad game. It just was a different departure. Like, I don't know. So yeah, no, I'm not mad at you for enjoying Resident Evil 6, but I don't know, man. Code Veronica's still the one. I've kind of lost my luster with Resident Evil. I used to love them. And I think that because I always wanted them to do an expansion or something off of Code Veronica. I think that the rumors are is that now they're finna do a Code Veronica, a Code Veronica remake, and so then I'll probably get back on board because I've been like, man, I want me some more Code Veronica. I want something in that I want that vibe again, because that to me was my favorite Resident Evil of all time. And listen, 5 was looked down upon too. Resident Evil 5 was looked down, and I really enjoyed. And I didn't even play Resident Evil 5 the day when it first came out. I bought it later because people talk so bad about it, and so I was like, oh man, is it that bad? I'm just not going to mess with it. And I played it and I beat it, and I was like, this was dope. And of course, I loved the female character in there. She was badass as well. So, and Wesker was a must. Wesker was a damn fool in 5 anyway. So it's that's the one thing. It's like, listen, I just think that there's so many people that like Halo from all different facets. the one way to get people on board with Halo is to kind of, especially with the multiplayer, give everybody what they want. Give everybody what they want, because it doesn't make any sense to avoid the greatness of what you had with Halo 5's multiplayer and not redo that in some way, capacity, bring that back in some capacity. You know, like I said, Halo Infinite is the blend of the best of both worlds, in my opinion. You get both in a way, but it's lacking so much. You know, the guns, the you know what I'm saying, the guns. I know that there's a, you know, you got to balance and things like that. I get that, but I don't know. I just, you know what I'm saying, I play Halo Infinite for a little while, and then I'm having some fun, and then I'm just like, man, you know, I really like to, you know, I really would like to use a different type of gun or something, but whatever. That's just me nagging. Halo Infinite is not a bad multiplayer at all. It's a solid multiplayer. I just need to get back on the grind with it a little bit more. But the stuff that I'm seeing right here now, what they're offering, yeah, it'll get me back on board. It's kind of like what it did with me with Battlefield. Like I promised Sir X Man that I was going to jump back on Battlefield 2042. I have not yet. I have not. It's just the bad taste, man. The bad taste in my mouth. I pause. It just left something that I was longing for, that I was excited for, and then it just let me down, and I'm just kind of like, there's so much other stuff to play. I'll get back to it at some other point. So that's the deal with that. But I'll never turn my back on Halo. And now Battlefield, that'll be a different story. If this next Battlefield ain't right, I'll be done with Battlefield. I will. This next Battlefield ain't ready, I'll be done with it. I'll play the older Battlefields and keep it moving. But Halo, no, I can never turn my back against the Go franchise. I just can. I can't. So hopefully these guys will get it right. And we'll be good on that. Now, another thing that's been very problematic, that left me like, here we go again, is people going after the writer, I guess, the story maker, and you know, I tell you this. And because I don't want to always bring up this side of it, you know, with the politics stuff, but but you know, the culture war stuff, they keep doing it. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, you got Grums and all them back on here to go after Melissa Boone, right? Like, I'm just, you know what I'm saying, because she has in her label something of the fact of, you know, being you know, diversifying with her stories, and you see the word LGBTQ in there plus, and the his her stuff, here we go. It's just, you know what I'm saying, like, I mean, I seen it last night from somebody, I don't know who it was, but they were like, oh man, I'm really worried about the new Halos situation, and then they showed her face again, going after another black woman because of what she's doing. I'm sick of this disrespect. Let the story come out, and then if the story's not good, then disrespect it. If the story is not good, if it's not high quality, and if you really think about it for a second, the games that some of these people champion have some of the most dumbest stories, lack of story or substance. It's just all about just seeing big boobs and panties. I'm serious. Like, they don't ever talk about a game that has a really good storyline. Like, I think that they try to give, I guess, they try to claim victory about Black Myth, but that had nothing to do, because they lied and said that there was supposed to be DEI that was supposed to be in there, which, you know what I'm saying, now that's turned into a word that's supposed to be a bad word, which is not. But if you really think about it, the games that they champion, they don't have no substance. They don't have any type of, you know what I'm saying, like, what are we talking about? You know what I'm saying? Let this woman cook. Let's see what she can do. Let's see what story path is that she will take. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just sick of seeing this grifting, and it's constantly just, and then it's like, you know, wow, it's garbage to me. You know what I'm saying? And yeah. And I mean, it only pointing out and it's funny to me because I'm reading through some of this stuff right here, and it's like, there's one person named Smash TJ or whatever. Halo series developer 343 Industries has renamed to Halo Studios. What could possibly go wrong? And so they show him Melissa Boone, the black woman, the writer, and then they're showing uh Halo, and then they're showing the rainbow in the behind it because they're showing all these colors, and really that's it's stupid. It's really damn stupid. I'm sorry, people, but there are people that are gay that play video games. I'm sorry. There are people that have that are people of color who play video games. I, it's gross to me. It's gross to me. I'm not going to overdwell on it, but I'm just like, damn, you can't even wait. I mean, the news came out yesterday, and I mean, 15 minutes to an hour later, here they are. It's crazy, man. So anyway, Big Bad Mo. He said, I feel Halo Infinite is the best feeling Halo, hands down. It is the best feeling Halo. Even though, yeah, it's like I'm playing Halo 5. Well, I was feeling, like I was saying, it feels slow. It still feels good. But Halo Infinite is the best. It is smooth as butter. It is. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Let this game come out. You know what I'm saying? Quark is like, it's wild that diversity and equality is considered a bad thing to those people. It blows my mind. Like, what? Let this woman make the story first. They have a problem with black women for sure, but damn it, oh, what are y'all doing? It's tripping me out, man. It really is tripping me out. So I don't know. Oh, look like hopefully my hopefully that's just my situation going on here because it looks like my camera is like crazy distorted, but I don't know if it is. As long as you can hear me, I guess we'll just ride with it. I've been going this long complaining. So anyway, but yeah, they are threatened by it. They are threatened by it for whatever reason. I have no idea. Like it's nuts. And then like when I talked about Assassin's Creed Shadows, like they thought that they were going to change Yusuke and make him into a Chinese man or somebody else. No, they're not. They're just fixing the game to make it work properly because of the fact they're in bad shape. Ubisoft is in bad shape, which I can kind of get into that. Ubisoft is in bad shape. And listen, Star Wars sold over 1 million copies, but it was just like when I was having a conversation with somebody yesterday, was saying, look, and one of the reasons that this one person was bringing up was about the whole the whole what I'm saying, grifter, incel BS, but it's more than that. I even had to bring that in. I said it's more than that. I said it's the timing. You put out that Star Wars game at the wrong time, and nobody knew that Warhammer 2 was going to take off like it is. It's like, I think it's like the third, fourth best-selling game in 2024. It's massive. It's a great game. I played a little bit. I streamed a little bit of it. So if you haven't caught it, what I'm saying, please come check it on my channel. Also, I do my fight nights on Twitch, and then I'm doing the other stuff, Wukong and other games on here on YouTube. But it's dope. Yeah, I was like, oh, I see the appeal of it. It's really fire. But then you had, see, and this is the thing too, is that like some of these companies don't get it. They don't get it, and I'm like, you cannot mess with Madden, NBA 2K. You can't mess with that. You got to be a true high caliber, can't miss title, even if it's a new title or not, to drop your game in between those two games. And now you got college football that's in the equation that comes in July. So you got to still pivot, and then you got and I don't need to forget you got soccer. You got FC. Is I would call it FIFA, but it's FC now. Those three titles, now four. Three titles. No, four. Okay, yeah, four. Yeah, college, Madden, NBA 2K. FC. Those 4 titles are going to be bought every year. Now, I did read something about, well, that was in the UK that the FC was down, which I know that that's pretty down. But I don't. But is it slightly down or was it considerably down? I think he said slightly down. You know, that's here nor there or whatever. But it's still guarantee you it's in the top 5 out there in the UK, and it's usually in the top 10 here in the US. So you got to put these games in a good. And listen, I know Star Wars, the name alone should get people to just jump up and be excited for it. But no, not when you had Wukong, which there were so many people who had their eyes on Wukong because of just the fascination of how that game looked. And then just something different and fresh and new. Yeah, no, people was going to be down for that, right? You said so much anime and media about, oh yeah, so much out there about Yusuke. It's crazy. But I just think that putting Star Wars out at that time was just not a good. I get it, but because of the onslaught that's happening in from October, you know what I'm saying, from October on, it's hot. It's burning hot. So maybe if you put the game out in September, at the end of September, you would have been in a better spot. But I understand then you kind of cannibalizing yourself because you're getting ready for bringing out Assassin's Creed. So I get why they placed it there, but they should have seen the games that was right there and available for them. And also the biggest problem again is where Ubisoft has the biggest issue that I don't have the biggest issue with Ubisoft with, but let me take that back. I do have the biggest issue with Ubisoft about that and others is the pricing. The pricing is crazy. Like for Ultimate Editions, $134, $140. Bro, no, I understand these games is massive and there's a lot of money, but it's like, you see that's crazy. I cringed when I bought the $150 version of NBA 2K last year, but I got all these other incentives with it. You know what I mean? Like I had NBA ticket, NBA. I'm mixing up the tickets. I'm mixing up NFL ticket with NBA League Pass for the year. Well, I mean that's a $250, or I think they dropped the price down to like 100. Is it like 150 or 150, $170 now for the league pass? But regardless, that right there already pays for itself because I'm getting to watch all these games on NBA League Pass, which because I'm a huge basketball fan. On top of me playing the game. I have the game, and then of course the VC situation. Oh my goodness! Now that's the reason why I didn't pick up NBA 2K. I'll pick it up here this year. I'll pick it up here at Black Friday. I'm like, no, y'all ain't hit me over here like y'all hit me last year. But I just, you cannot put those games. You cannot count those games out. Yes, if Wukong is special, but even a game that won Game of the Year last year, Baldur's Gate 3, which is a game that's not going to really, it's sold fantastic on PC, but I never seen that game was going to really do that well on console. But you released that game out when you had that, and it didn't move at all on PlayStation. It didn't move at all, and it's just nuts. I think sometimes that these publishers, they just want to get these games out and they want to force these games out because it just looks good to put it at this spot, this, that, and then look, we can go ahead and try to get that, get this money and then have, and hopefully get the sales that we asked for, and then we can show we can show the people that look, we made some money this year and make these people happy. It ain't working like that no more. It's not working like that no more. And Ubisoft is in trouble, man. Ubisoft is in big trouble. Tencent could be the one to go ahead and pick them up and swoop them up. That's going to be wild because how is that going to work with the whole Xbox Cloud thing since Ubisoft technically owns it? I'm sure that there will be something to where before Tencent would get a hold of them that Xbox could try to buy it back or try to or maybe have Ubisoft sell it to someone else or something. I have no idea how that process is going to work because I don't see Xbox wanting Tencent to have that technology. I don't know how that process is going to work. And it sucks because, of course, the FTC and the CMA, it was mostly more the CMA on this one than the FTC. The CMA kind of forced that to happen. And so now we're looking at China being able to hold on to this and maybe get this technology, and then yet CMA is quiet and the FTC is quiet on that. But that was more of a CMA thing, to where they were worried about the cloud. So I don't know, that's going to be fascinating to see as well, to see how that situation works. But yeah, but see, Star Wars is not a bad game. That's the thing. The problem, Star Wars was, just like most games, broken at launch, in the sense of you heard some things where it was shutting down consoles. Some people was having some issues with their save, and it was buggy. That's the problem that I had. It was buggy as hell in the beginning, and then I'm like, oh man, let me wait for a patch. And then the first set of patches came through, and I was enjoying it. I was having a great time playing it. It's a good game. But then I got caught up playing Wukong, and then I haven't gone back. So I plan on going back at some point. Because like Metaphor is right around the corner. Sparking Zero is tomorrow. And Call of Duty is something, you know what I'm saying? And I really do want to get but I couldn't because, like I said, when I started the podcast, the reason why I haven't done any streaming for this past weekend is because just kind of feeling out of sorts, because I had to get my mom's headstone, you have to get it, and they have to make it and everything. So I kind of wasn't in the mood about it or whatever. So there's so much to play going up here, and then there's still games that I really want to, like Diablo Hatred looks nuts. It looks fantastic. I want to play that. I couldn't get that, so I'll have to look to see if I can try to get that at some point later on. I mean, it's just so much to play. Like, I mean, Indiana Jones is going to be dropping. There's a couple of other games too that's going to be dropping that caught my interest. But yeah, no, it's just a lot of stuff to play right now. So yeah, I might not get to Star Wars until maybe sometime in January or something like that. But it's just this. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem of it. And I'm damn sure not going to be playing Star Wars when Assassin's Creed Shadows drop. I'm all in on that. That game is going to be probably because by that time I'll be done with Metaphor, and like it's. Oh, that's it. That's the other game. Vanguard. Is it Vanguard? No, is it Vanguard? I think it is Vanguard. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like there's so many games to play, and I mean, and there's a lot that comes out this month. It's just nuts. It's just really nuts. You said, COD launch trailer dropped. Okay. Cool. He said, I'm hyped for Life is Strange this month too. Ready to hear about the I forgot about the Life is Strange. Like there's just so much stuff that's dropping. Like it just, yeah, Ubisoft just put themselves in, like, Assassin's Creed is fine in that space because Assassin's Creed is Assassin's Creed. It can be in that space. But when you have a new IP, and listen, this is also too that's also affected the fact that people didn't buy Star Wars the way that Ubisoft thought they would, is because, like I said, they asked for $140 for the Ultimate Edition, and then it's $70 for that edition, and then you got Madden, that's $70, or if you buy the Ultimate Edition of that, especially if you play the Ultimate Team, you're going to buy the $110 version of that. You got NBA 2K, you got that $150 version. You got the $100 version. You know what I'm saying? Got the $70 version, and then especially the same with, you know what I'm saying? There's people that buy hockey as well, but then you also got you have SC, and then if people play the Ultimate Team over there, and you know, and let's just say that you just buy the regular $70 version, and then you get Warhammer or you got Wukong. You ain't buying Star Wars. You're just not doing that. Especially it's a new IP that you have never played. You're gonna go to what is more familiar or the one game that does look more appealing than Star Wars, which is Black Myth. Oh, and Warhammer too. Like those games look more appealing than Star Wars did. Even though Star Wars is a good game, it's a beautiful game too. Um, Voice acting in Star Wars is good. The gameplay is dope. The storyline is fire for what I played. It's just in a bad place. But again, also too is where somebody was bringing up the fact of the open world aspect is getting old and stale, and that to me is a lie. That to me is not true. As a person who loves open world games, I like that. That's my wheelhouse. I love open world games. I love the bigger the game, the happier I am because I can just jump and do whatever I want to, however I want to, and just enjoy that world and be all in on it, right? Um, I just think that yes, the media they are trying, just like they're trying to put dirt on the grave for Xbox, they're trying to do the same thing with open world games. And that was part of an article I think that I read that they were trying to talk bad about. See, look, all these open world games, people aren't that. No, 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 no. It's you. It's the media that don't want to play these big open world games. It's because it takes away from your so-called time when it's your job to review these games and to go through and to tell and to have that and to do your job. But no, you want these shorter interactive games that you can get done with and move on. No, 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 no. I guarantee you, this is the thing right here. If we didn't have this whole BS grifter thing going on here, if let's say Valhalla was coming out, Valhalla wouldn't get would you know what I'm saying, like people would be all ready to jump on Valhalla, right? Like it's just one of those things to me is like, and Valhalla was deceptively like it was smaller than Odyssey from the map, but Valhalla was crazy big. The expansions for Valhalla was nuts. And I beat every expansion of Valhalla. They were nuts, especially that last one. The last one was crazy big. I was like, oh, I even got to a point where like, okay, what's going on here? I got it, and then I kind of ran into it, and then I said, oh, okay, I found the direction where I need to go. But again, I'm a maniac. I did everything that I could in there. I think I 100% the DLCs. Um, I think I don't think I 100% Valhalla overall, but I did those DLCs. I did, and I know I 100% the Odyssey. Yeah, and I just love playing these type of games. Like I get caught up in these worlds. That's why I was playing Starfield. Well, I mean, I haven't played Starfield in a long time, and then got back in, and I'm like, oh my god, I forgot how much I love Starfield, and then I just been playing Starfield. So it's not a decline of people are on this wavelength of like of they don't want to play open world games anymore. You know, so because these games do take your time. They, you know what I'm saying, but they are time suckers. But listen, you get this is what's crazy to me is that like they'll talk bad about these type of games like these open world games like Star Wars and etc. Right, but then they'll praise Metaphor. They'll praise Metaphor, and Metaphor is not a game that's going to. You talk about time suck. That game is going to take your life. That game is going to, for some people, that game probably won't be finished until it's like 6 months. Especially if you're trying to go all through it like a fine tooth comb, like my maniac ass do. It's 300. When I seen it, they said, "Oh yeah, it's 100 hours to beat the campaign." Oh, that means that's another 300 plus hour game that I'm going to be investing into, just like I did with Persona 5 Royale. Okay, great. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. I'm not even mad about it. I'm not even mad about it. I just like, okay. So, and then you got like, and then I want to get some Vanguard in. You know, like eh, time, yeah, time. There ain't going to be enough time for all these games. So you know what I'm saying. Like I really am excited for the, for all the gaming stuff that's around right now. But listen, Ubisoft is in a bad spot, man. Like there's just too much. Assassin's Creed can stand on its own. Assassin's Creed is that title, right? But anything else Ubisoft is trying to drop, unless it's Splinter Cell, which again, people been asking for, people been wanting. They're not listening to their fan base enough. Good versus Evil 2 is in development limbo. Uh, it's just one of these things. It's like, listen, there should have been already a Assassin's Creed in Japan years ago. What we should be getting right now is what the last Assassin's Creed was right now. That should be the last Assassin's Creed. Feudal Japan should have been already done already, right? Like, and then we wouldn't have these people that's making these crazy ass assumptions saying, "Oh, well, now they're following Sony, and now they want to sit there and fight." No. They've talked about it, but then again, like management is like, "Well, why don't we just do Valhalla instead?" You could be doing Valhalla now. So yeah, no, Ubisoft has been making some crazy mistakes, and then coming out with games that's buggy as hell and messy, and it's just not it's not. And so now you have this situation, and yeah, Tencent looked like that they're ready to go ahead and strike, and it's a bad situation. Now, like Avatar, for instance, Avatar is not a bad game at all. I believe Ham Solo beat it. I haven't beat it yet. And I'm the one that told him about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, you better play this Avatar, man. This Avatar is dope. I was over there playing with it. It does feel like Far Cry. Has a different vibe to it a little bit, but it does feel like Far Cry. Um, but yeah, voice acting, graphics is sweet. Full game, but got caught up into the situation where it's like, there's something else that came up, and this game is popping, and then I just kind of lost myself into whatever's going on. So it is what it is. But yeah, you know what I'm saying, Ubisoft is in a bad spot. It is, and I hate that for them. But I think it was the best thing for them to do is put Assassin's Creed in February, and that's during tax time, and there's an opportunity for people, and that's where I think a lot of people, Christmas and I would say Black Friday and tax time is where I think people buy the most games. I think, you know what I'm saying? I don't look at the data like that, but I think that because people, buying multiple games because of the fact of the holidays and tax time, you got a little bit of extra money that you can say, oh, okay, I could buy me maybe 3 games. I could buy, a good 2 games. Some people may buy, more than that, but tax time is usually a fun time for a lot of people. So you can go ahead and do that. And you're right. And you know what, Curie? You're right. It's Black History Month too. You're right. Right. You know what I'm saying? Quark said 200 hours. Yeah, no. Yeah, metaphor, me, it's going to be 300 hours. There's no question about it. It's 200 hours for me. It's 200 hours plus. If it's 100 hours, that's why I never understood how some of those people that say, "Oh, I beat it in 60 hours." What? What? How? What? First off, did you play it on easy? And that's fine. That's your business. I'm not judging you on that. And did you just step to the storyline and did nothing else? And I'm just thinking to myself, there's so much fantastic stuff within these games that people like. I don't know, man. I don't know. Like when I see somebody said they beat Wukong in like 25 hours or something like that. I'm like, wow, you missed so much. That game for that game, Wukong it's linear, but it's so dense. There is so much stuff to do. Once you get out of the first chapter, there's few places you can go here and there in the first chapter. Once you get out of the first chapter and get to the second chapter, bro, there's so much stuff to do from the second chapter on. It's nuts. I put 134 hours in it. Like, yo, ain't no way, ain't no way. And all the cool stuff that you miss within the game, man. Some of the best fights was when you kind of veered off and went somewhere, and then you seeing this boss with lightning, and then or if you go and you fight a mega beetle coming out of the sun. Are you kidding me, man? To miss those moments, and especially when you finish when you fight was it Lee Bang again? Oh, that sequence is worth that was worth the price of me getting my ass beat 70, 80 times. Because I was depressed. But after that, the payoff to that was some of the most epic stuff that I've seen in gaming in a very, very, very long time. I can't wait for Xbox gamers to get their hands on Wukong, bro. Oh my god, so epic! That after that, he said, Lee Lang says, I'm bored with this. Let's get drunk. And he turns into a bird and flies off, and then after that, it turns epic as shit. Like, what my mouth was dropped the whole time after that whole thing. And I mean, it wasn't just a little short clip. It was an exciting experience. I had fun like that. It made me stand up. When I stand up playing something or whatever, because I'm so caught up into it, I'm hyped. Like that was nuts. For anybody who got to that part to where you found where you fight Lee Lang or whatever he says his name again. I think I said it right the first couple of times, but when you fight him again, he is extra tough, right? He is not easy at all, but the payoff is fantastic. And that's the thing, like when Persona Royale, some of those venturing off doing stuff and those side stories were fantastic. And The Witcher, that's why The Witcher is one of my favorite games of all time. And it's the stories, man. My God, are you kidding me? No, man. I love open world games and I love big games like that. But Metaphor is definitely going to be one of those games that's going to be nuts. It's going to be stupid. It's going to be really stupid. Bro, Cheery, I feel you. Too broke. My wallet is hurting right now, bro. Hurting. So let me sit there and see what people are saying in the chat. Where he says, "Does Halo Halo news have you excited?" 77% says yes. 23% so far say no. I don't know. Maybe some of you guys just don't care. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, no, it does make sense. And you know what, Curie? The fact that they're putting Assassin's Creed on Black History Month is kind of like a big middle finger to the haters out there. I love it. I love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Yes. Because I was over here talking about, oh man, because I did have a pre-order, but then when I decided I had to do all the other stuff that I had to do, because I also thought that I was going to go to Florida for my cousin's wedding. As well. And so I was just like, oh man. So I wouldn't have had the money to get the Shut the Hell Up edition, which is the collector's edition, but now I will. So once I come back from vacation. So yes, I'm gonna have it. And we're talking about, oh yeah, I'm gonna clown when I can't wait for Assassin's Creed. But anyway. Oh yeah, The Witcher 3 is still king. It's still the best. It's still one of the best. Red Dead 2 is absolutely fantastic too. If you guys haven't played and beat that. That story was low key underrated. I don't see enough people giving Assassin's Creed 2. I'm sorry. I said Assassin's Creed 2. My bad. Red Dead Redemption 2. Story enough props. That story was fire. It makes you understand why Rockstar is like they are, man. Like I mean, yeah. Anyway, so enough of that. Ubisoft is almost cooked. I really do hope that more people buy the Star Wars game. It's a lot better than what a lot of people think. Pick it up on Black Friday. I'm telling you, it's worth it. It's not a bad game at all. It's actually a beautiful game too. There's some scenes in there. Oh man, there was one scene where I was kind of sneaking into this one area, and then it was a celebration, and fireworks was kicking off, and then she stands up, and the whole background and the lighting, because it's at night, and the light, the reflections and the light gleams off of her and the water and I'm like, oh man, this is beautiful. And then the part where you get out and you get on the little hoverboard thing, the little bike thing, yeah, and just in that area. But then that's where you get most of the bugs at, is in that area. And then that's when I kind of like, oh my goodness, let's get it together. So now they did a patch, so I'm finna go back and I'll play it at some point. But like I said, I don't know when. Especially knowing that tomorrow is and I gotta get ready for that from Sparking Zero and stuff like that. But anyway, let's talk about like the PlayStation Pro, the PlayStation 5 Pro. There's another rumor here, and you know what? I'm not mad about this one. I'm not mad about this one from PlayStation, but it's the God of War Saga remastered is in the works. This remaster. I can live with this remaster. I can live with that. I can live with that. I can live with that. I'm down for that. I would get that. That one, the Horizon Zero Dawn, and you know, and this is what's going to be crazy, because you know this is going to happen and this is going to suck, because I'm going to play into this, because the God of War Saga is is something that needs to happen, in my opinion. So I'm going to play into the Sony's game and buy this game, but you know what's coming after that: the God of War 2018 remaster, the God of War Ragnarok remaster. It's coming. You know, if they're going to do a remaster for the saga, they're going to damn sure do the 2018 and then Ragnarok as well. This is going to sound crazy as hell, but I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't do this with Spider-Man. Outlaws is good. Outlaws is good. Oh, come on, OBS. What are you doing? Okay, we're back. All right, sorry about that. But yeah, no. I'm cool with the God of War God of War saga. I'm cool with that. But you know what's coming with that, and it's one of those things where I'm like, okay, all right, I'm here for that. I'm here for that. I'm good for that. But because this is one of the reasons for the Pro, right? This is the reason why they want to try to give you the incentive to want to get the Pro, because again, instead of giving you and I know the $10 isn't that bad, right? But it still to me is kind of, you know, I'm not tripping about the $10 upgrade. I just still feel like it's crummy though, because if a person's going to spend that type of money on a PlayStation Pro, the one thing that says, you know, thank you for giving for showing your support to PlayStation is to say, here's a free upgrade because you paid a God tier amount for this console, and it's a mid refresh. It's not a new console, it's a mid refresh. And the best thing for customers, if you know what I'm saying, to say thank you to a customer is to say you get this free upgrade. Nope, we're still gonna charge you $10. Now I get it. I mean, companies are companies, but man, that greed is gross. That greed is gross. It's gross as hell to me. And so anyway, but I'm excited about the God of War saga, Greek saga. I hope that is true. I will get that because I always enjoyed the older God of Wars over these newer God of Wars. But I'm just a God of War fan like that. That's my favorite franchise on PlayStation. I'm beginning to start leaning at saying that maybe Ghost of Tsushima and Ghost of Yoturi might be my favorite in the on PlayStation. I don't know. We'll see what the second game is like, but the first game was so impressive. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, whoa. And this new direction with God of War, I really enjoyed 18. Ragnarok is not sitting with me. Ragnarok has some really cool moments, but Ragnarok is just it's like something is off. I don't know what it is, but you know. I'll finish it so I can get a full determination and give you my thoughts on that. But there's still some things off with it that it's not it doesn't have that same type of vibe of 2018's God of War, which I was feeling. I don't know. But the old God of Wars, I'm all in on. I'm all in. Yeah. Well, see, if they're going to do the saga, it's going to have to be all the God of Wars. God of War one through Ascension. And that's even the PSP versions. You know what I'm saying? The Ghost of Sparta and all that. Like, yeah, on Chains of Olympus. Like, bro, that's gonna be fire. Like, I want that. I want that. I'm cool with that. Like, that's what I'm saying right there. He says Ragnarok's a smooth fest. Unfortunately, they weakify Kratos so much. Like, see, that's my thing. Like, you humanized Kratos, right? And that's fine. He's a father and he's all this and that, right? And so I get it, but I've heard that, like, and so as far as I've gotten on Ragnarok, which isn't that far, but he is very bitchy. You know what I'm saying? Like he's trying to be concerned, but he's bitchy now. So I don't know. I'll find out more later. But yeah, so I don't know. I've heard from quite a few people that it just didn't land. Which is the same thing I heard about with Spider-Man 2. Like Spider-Man 2 just didn't resonate like Miles or Spider-Man 2018, which Miles Morales was outstanding. I love the hell out of that Spider-Man. That Spider-Man game was fire. And 2018 was dope too. There was nothing wrong with 2018, but when I hear people, I don't know. Miles was just dope. That was just the whole premise of it was really really cool. I like his powers more. You know what I'm saying? The villains more. The twist with his uncle and all that. That was dope. That was dope. Anyway, yeah, and then the villain that tie-in that was dope, and just the epicness with that whole fight that was dope. I think the Spider-Man games are cool. So I am looking forward to playing Spider-Man 2 when it comes to PC. So you know what I'm saying, I might like it more than other people will. I don't know. I know that we'll gotta probably play with the stupid Mary Jane stuff again. But anyway, you know what I'm saying. And now I think it's like Mary Jane on steroids or whatever. But regardless, I don't know. I can't wait to play it and show it and clown it if it's bad. If it's bad, is what people say. But anyway, but yeah, no. Anyway, but my whole point about this is that the PlayStation Pro is still available. They said that it was going to be sold out. It is not, and that it potentially and gotcha, another one to ring the bell on. K Mega's told you this. Been telling you this for years, and we'll be telling you this in the future. Grand Theft Auto 6 most likely will not play 60 frames per second on the Pro. So what's going to say? Well, what's the purpose? What's the point? Well, the point is that you're going to get better visuals. You'll play smoother. I'm sure that there'll be some kind of performance mode in there of some sort, but it'll be scaled down tremendously compared to if you play it in fidelity mode, where you want all the bells and whistles or whatever. So so that's what I'm saying. Like this whole, I'm going to die on the vine of a 60 frames per second of death, and you sound silly. There are always going to be games at 30 frames per second. Always. With console. It's never going to change. It's never going to change because of the technology and the way that these games are being pushed out. It's just the way it's going to be on console. And it's not that, and it's not always a bad thing. Like playing Starfield at 30 frames per second was a smooth experience. That what you want is smooth frames. I mean, I've said this a million times. Like you want frames to be steady and smooth. You don't want a 60 frames per second Grand Theft Auto will be great, but the point of it is that what is 60 frames if it's not doing a true 60 frames? If you're not holding a steady 60 frames, I would rather have a steady 30 frames per second single player experience any day of the week than just having the label of 60 frames per second, and that shit, you know, dropped like a twerk contest. Like that ain't doing it. That ain't working. That ain't working for that ain't doing that is not that experience is off. And so again, just this whole I'm gonna die on the vine 60 frames per second. Stop it. Stop it. This Pro is $700. With everything and the enhancements and all of the shelf and all that stuff is 800 and some bucks. And this game is not going to, and this thing is not going to give you a straight 60 frame or 120 frame per second experience. Well, that should tell you something, because the new consoles is going to have the same problem. You'll get more games at 60 frames per second than 120 frames per second. That's for sure. But when that new hotness that comes, that captivates you and say, "Oh my God, I can't wait to play it." Don't be surprised if that doesn't come out to be 30 frames per second as well. And then if it does have a 60 frames per second option, is it stable? It's just that simple. Just wait, and then and most likely they can find a way to patch it to where they could add 60 frames per second, like they did with Starfield. Okay, that's great, but these games dropping at launch and you thinking that every game is going to be 60 frames or higher, it's not happening. It just won't happen. I mean, this is $700 mid-fresh console, and they're already sending you the news that the PlayStation Pro is not going to be able to do this. So it's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's like what Pork's saying. It's like the facts. Consoles are doomed to 30 frames per second. Even higher end PCs are struggling on a lot of the. Yes. If you got a 3080, you're fighting for your life on some of these games, bro. Hell, I have a 4080, and there's some games that what I'm saying. When I see that NVIDIA patch roll in, I'm like, oh, thank God, we're gonna be all right. We're gonna be all right. But yeah, there's just times that like I tried it. I went ultra everything on well, okay, my goodness. I'm having a problem today with names. Alan Wake 2 on PC, because I have it on PC. I went ultra everything. I said, "Oh man, this thing looks nutty! Oh my God!" The intro kicks in. He's coming up. You see the big dude butt ass naked coming out in the weeds. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? It was looking great. Reflections. I said, "Oh my God, this is great. This is fantastic!" And then the light starts shining and everything started going to hell. Like, I'm like, what's happening? The frames started tripping out, games started wigging out. Like, man, my PC was fighting for its life. Like, man, turn these settings down, bro. What are you doing? You moron. So yeah. Yeah, if you got Alan Wake 2 on PC and you don't have and I don't know if it was struggling on a 4090. I think that I was hearing at first that it was that there was problems, that he was getting pretty low, getting much lower frame rates than before. But yeah, no, my 4080 was like, bro, if you don't turn this shit down, you are a fool. Turn it down, because at first it's like, oh, this gonna be nasty. Yeah, man. Once them flashlights started running around. And dude over here walking, man, that game was fighting for his life, man. My PC was fighting for his life, so I had to turn some stuff down, and then it ran fine. But no. Yeah, so you're right. No, the way that some of these games are coming out now, like they are really pushing for the best fidelity that you can get, and frames matter, but only to a degree, and especially on consoles, because listen, when you buy these TVs, this is the craziest thing, man. When you buy these TVs, these monitors, whatever, for your consoles, the first thing you want to do, and this is with mostly all gamers, is to show off your game. If you got one of those newer televisions or newer monitors, to show off your games. Console gamers, me myself as a console gamer, knows that what you want to do is show your showpiece to people who aren't gamers. that may be intrigued by gaming, and you want to show like, look at what graphics look like now. Look at the technology of what these consoles can do and things like that and all that, right? It isn't about, oh my God, those frames, man, is moving so smooth. It's never that. So in console gamers, you got to stop thinking that you're PC guys. If you want to talk to PC talk, just buy a PC. Buy a PC or build one. It's just that simple. But you know what I'm saying? It's getting old. It's been old when I started seeing all these console gamers talking about this frames per second garbage. Like, come on, man, stop it. Yeah, 30 frames per second don't feel bad at all on a single player game. That's what I'm saying. Like, it don't if it's stable, it feels fine. Like, I'm playing the hell out of Starfield and I'm not even thinking about no 30 frames per second. I'm not worried about it. You know, like this gameplay here that you're seeing, this is off the Xbox. But this is this is a play anywhere title. So if I wanted to play it on PC, I could, but when it drops. I don't think the demo's on the Xbox app, but it could be on the Windows store. I don't know. I didn't care to look. I just looked on Xbox. But the game moves and plays fantastic. Like it's nothing's wrong with it. It plays good, and especially these type of games like Tales of Arise. I tried to play Tales of Arise because I bought it first on Steam. Well, I bought it on Xbox first, but I tried to play it through Steam, and it didn't run right. It didn't run right. It's not optimized well through PC. Played it on my Xbox. Tales of Arise played fantastic. Not one issue whatsoever. And I don't know if I was playing on 60 or 30. I just know it ran fantastic. When I you know what I'm saying, it ran fine. So so to me it's just kind of like it's about how the game feels, the smoothness of the game. Yeah, I know that, you know, when you're playing Forza, when you're playing a fighter, when you're playing a shooter, yeah, 60 frames per second should always be the standard. But when it comes to single player games, it's not that big of a deal. It really isn't. I mean, it can, you know, like for now, maybe if somebody would say something like, if somebody wanted to make the argument about, like, let's just say Black Myth Wukong, then I could probably agree with you that, like, yeah, 60 frames per second would be a much better feel than a 30 frames per second by far. But you know what I'm saying, but for what people was playing on PlayStation 5, they were having a hard time playing on performance mode. It was just the same thing with Final Fantasy 16. They had to play it in fidelity mode because it was so broken. So it just doesn't make any sense. But to know that this $700 console is going to be bringing out, and listen, this just means that Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be a beast. It's going to be a monster. It's going to be a insane. It's going to be nuts. And listen, the experience is what's it about. It's not about the frames. It's the experience. And I know that some people want the full package and everything like that, but if that's the case, then you just got to get a PC. And if that's the case, you're gonna have to wait a year. So, and I don't know if I'm going to wait a year. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't want to do all the double dipping and stuff like I used to do, but I might have to just go ahead and risk it all and double dip on the. So damn it, Rockstar got me. So you know what I'm saying? It sucks, but it looks like they got me because I do want to experience and see what it looks like on my PC on my rig, but. I'm not. I don't think I'm going to wait for it. I think I'm going to go ahead and get it once it drops on consoles, and so I'll just get it on Xbox. So, yeah. And if it gets my Xbox cooking, man, okay, cool. But you know what I'm saying. But I'm looking forward to it. But it was a smart thing for Xbox now to get a mid refresh. It's too expensive. It's not enough. It's just not enough there. There's not enough meat on the bone to justify for that price. And it also gives the incentive to saying, look, our console is good enough the way that it is. Yeah, the Pro may be a little bit better in some facets, but if there's some comparisons and the Pro, it still gets beat by the Series X, then you're winning. And again, it's the newness of the new Xbox is, you know what I'm saying, even though, oh my goodness, the price is going to probably be stupid, but at least people can start saving up their chips once they announce it and then get ready to go ahead and get a new console, straight in, all that other stuff if that's what they want to do. But yeah, it just didn't make any sense for a mid-gen refresh. But now if if the rumors are true about it, the PlayStation is not coming out until 2028, then okay, I see the reasoning behind it. But if you keep these prices at these, if you keep these consoles at these stupid ass high prices, they're still not going to move. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense for the Xbox or the PlayStation not to be down in price, or even the Switch. Like I'm like, are you serious? Like you still want people to still pay the same price for the consoles that no, I would just look for a refurbished one if that's the case. If you want to get a cheaper one, because I have seen refurbished ones on sale for a lower price and stuff like that. But no, they're crazy. All three of them companies is out their damn minds for wanting to still have you pay for 4-year consoles the same price that it was when it first came out, or even more because they're $50 more. That's nuts. Anyway, so that's just crazy. There was one more thing I wanted to say before I got out of here. I've seen it, but then I lost it now. Oh well. Oh well. So, um, yeah, don't matter. It doesn't matter. But yeah, I am. I just wanted to touch bases with you guys. I'm very happy about the Halo situation, the news. I'm back on the excitement of wondering what they're going to do. Hopefully that this time they won't disappoint when it comes to furthering out the story. I think that is the most important thing within Halo is branching out the universe. I think that what they're going to do with this new with this new Halo that they're going to bring out, I think it is going to be a remake. But I hope on top of that they will make side stories to other different characters. And if they're starting the story over, if it's going to be kind of like a new origin story for Chief or whatever, then I hope that they can do like what I was saying before, like let's see more stuff about Johnson. Let's get something about Keys. What I'm saying? About the Keys and about about the Arbiter. What I'm saying? Get some information from. Let's find out about a story um, from Atriox's mentor, which I can't think of his name right now. But yeah, something of that nature. Now, again, it has to make sense if you're going to do this. If it's going to be a remake, right? Then they have to tie this in with Infinite in some kind of way. They have to tie it in with the story of Infinite, and the one thing that I think about, and I've had this discussion with many people, but there was one discussion I was having with with this one Halo fan. We would sit there and we would be talking for hours about this stuff, and in the DMs. And the one thing that I said that I thought that could happen if they really was going to do a remake or a remake of Halo, or kind of like reboot it or whatever, is that they have to set it to where they kind of did it with the ends of the special ending on Halo Infinite, where Atriox did get a hold of the time setting thing or whatever. I forgot what it was called. Where he found the species or whatever that could manipulate time, and he could go back in time and rewrite something or whatever. And if you that has to be included in some way, shape, or form. Because if you just say Halo Infinite is done and we're just starting over new, that just doesn't make any sense to me. Like you may close off Halo Infinite and close off that whole saga of Halo from Halo 1 all the way through Infinite and reboot it, but do it to where Atriox mess with the timeline of some sort. And this is the reason why it's rebooted. And I can rock with that. I can rock with that. Yeah, origin of Locke and his journey of becoming a Spartan. You know what I'm saying? His important missions as in the prologue, I have that movie. I bought that movie. Where it was telling when the Master Chief Collection, which the Master Chief Collection is such a fantastic collection, one of the best collections of all time in gaming. But there was these stories that they would have that they would talk about. But there was this one, there was a little movie about Locke. But Forward Till Dawn, I think what it was called. I can't remember what it's called, but I have it. I own it. But anyway, it kind of told his origin story a little bit, and what came up of him and everything like that, and how his whole situation came about, where they got trapped on this planet with these crazy creatures eating up everybody. It was wild, but it was pretty good. It was pretty good. Wasn't bad at all. But yeah, like that. Like, yeah, go even further back, like when he was an assassin, like, you know what I'm saying, and why Oni seen some potential in him, and why he was doing the stuff that he was doing. Like, yeah, I want to see all of that. Like, build the story up from build the story back up, start it over, and but give us other characters to sink our teeth into, so we don't have to just say, man, here we go with another franchise of wasted opportunity, another wasted opportunity with this franchise by just making it about the same person all the time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would be burnt out. I would be burnt out. I've done this for 20 plus years with Master Chief. I love the character, but I'm just saying, like, Halo is so much bigger than Master Chief, and that's where they need to go with. And I hope that they do that. I hope that they do that. I really do. And if they do that, I'll be happy. Other than, you know, I mean, we might not get what some of us might not get all we want, you know, and I might have to be the one left out, not getting like a Halo 5 online, you know what I'm saying? But if you can give me the backstories to the origins of other characters, especially Locke, and building up Timo's Buck, even, like, I mean, there's so much potential with that. Like, when you know, like with ODST, like, you know, you seen Buck, but you didn't get enough of Buck, right? In ODST, right? And you know, and then it just, there was just so many other opportunities right there. Like, and then the you know, on Fall of Reach, that team was fire. Good God, that team was fire. So yeah, it's just so much stuff to go through, to start off, to kick off. I look forward to it. I'm very excited. Hopefully that we'll get more information coming out here soon, and maybe they might surprise the hell out of us and drop this new Halo on us next year, or it gets announced next year, so it can be ready for 2026. That would be nuts. And then if, you know, if it's coming out in 2026 and the rumors are about the new Xbox in 2026, that could be the flagship title. Let's do it all over again. This time you do it right. You got the Unreal Engine 5. It's ready to rock and roll. We good. We're kind of just resetting the bar. Okay. And I'll be happy with it. I'll be happy. We'll see. But yeah, I'm very excited about it. And thank you guys so much. I'm about to get on out of here. I yapped enough. I will be streaming tomorrow, since I didn't do Fight Night last night. Like I said, I didn't stream anything because of my whole situation with just out of sorts. Just wasn't in the mood because I, you know, had to go pick my mom's headstone. So yeah, Friday. So yeah, so that wasn't yeah. I just was not, like, I wasn't feeling it. So I just locked myself watching sport, and then locked myself, but just drown myself into sports and playing Starfield. So that's just what it is. But we'll be back, getting to it. We'll be playing some Sparking Zero tomorrow. I'll play some Corrupt, and then we'll be back on playing Wednesday. We'll be back to playing some Wukong, and then I'll do some Space Marines and all that other stuff. So I hope you guys will come and check it out. I promise I'll be doing it. I'll be streaming tomorrow, so hopefully you'll come and check me out. I'll be doing Fight Night on Twitch. I don't know if I can try to do it. Maybe I could try to do maybe because I don't know, man. If the music and all that other stuff, that's the reason why I put the fighters on Twitch, and then I don't, you know, instead of putting it on YouTube, because I get flagged because these companies, they just, you know what I'm saying, they just act weird when it comes to some of the game music and stuff like that. So, and I want people to listen to the game music and stuff and all that other and all that. So I don't like to cut that stuff off. So I'll just be on Twitch doing Fight Night tomorrow. So I hope you guys will come and check it out. I'll post the time when I'm coming through. So I hope you guys come and check it out. Thank you so much. Everybody have a good one, man. Peace. Thank you, Lady Foxfire. Peace, guys. Oh, let's put this poll down here. So I'm glad that people are still excited about Halo. All right, we out. Peace.